How you guys doing? Welcome to day 2. We're going to talk about factoring. So I get this asked all the time. How do you factor? How do you become good at factoring? Lots of practice. Lots of practice. That's what it is. So let's do this. We're going to talk about how to factor when a is 1, when a is greater than 1, and when a is not a prime number. So let's talk about the first one, how to factor when a is 1. So we have this ax squared plus bx plus c form. We're going to talk about that when we're talking about the second degree. Now, right now we're going to talk about the AC method. There's many methods to factoring. As you notice, I put a times c. That's because that's what we're going to be doing. I prefer trial and error, but for now we're going to talk about the AC method. If you like it, then you can use it. So, what is this? Let's make a problem. We have x squared plus 3x plus 2. So we're using the AC method. We gotta identify what a is. A is equal to 1. Coefficient on x squared is 1. B is equal to 3, and c is equal to 2. Right? Now, using the AC method, I get a times c, which is what? 1 times 2, and it has to equal to b, which is 3. So what two numbers can I multiply to give me 2 and add up to 3? So I know 1 times 2 will give me 2, and also 1 plus 2 will give me 3. So there you go, we have our numbers. So here we're gonna have parentheses, 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 parentheses. We also know it since a is 1 and it's the second power, we have x and x. Okay, so we also know it's positive and positive because they're both positive. Now we just have our numbers, which is what? 1 and 2. That's it. And how do I know it's correct? So I can just basically FOIL this. I have x squared plus 2x plus x, oops, plus times 2 plus 2, right? So this is really x squared plus 3x plus 2. And that's it. By checking out, by following it back in, we can say that it's correct. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do another one. Okay, so we have x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay, see if that works. Try it out. So we gotta think about the combination what we can use. So what is this? We need two numbers, a times c, right? Just to get us 6, and then b to give us 5. In this case, what? I know if I had 1 times 6, I get 6, right? But I needed to add up to 5. 1 plus 6, that's not give us 5, right? That's equal to 7. So that doesn't work. So let's try another number that can give us 6. Let's do 2 times 3. That gives us 6, but let's add it up to 2 plus 3. Does that give us the 5? Yes, it does. So we have it. So we have 2 and 3, right? So this is really equal to x and x, right? And then they're both positive, plus plus. And we have our numbers 2 and 3. So that's called the AC method. So I prefer using trial and error, and that's what I'm going to be using from now on. So let's do that. It's called trial and error. Trial and error. And error. That's supposed to be n. Okay. Alright. And it should be capitalized. Right? Trial. Okay. Now, still problem. We have x squared minus 4x 3x plus 2. I know it's parentheses, parentheses. And it's going to be x times x, right? Now I know it's negative and positive. So if it's negative and positive, this has to be a minus, minus. Now let's just come up with the numbers. Let's go back to AC, see how we can use that. So I know I need two numbers to multiply to give me 2. So let's just try this first. Excuse me. Let's do 1 and 2, because that will give us 2, right? AC will give us 2, but B -3. So AC, let's do that. Let's do 1 and 2, right? That's 2, but do we get -3? 1 plus 2. That's not give us -3. We want -3. It's not equal to -3. So we're gonna, that doesn't work. So let's try this. Why don't we try -1 times -2, right? That's gonna give us 2. Would it be -1 minus plus -2? Does that give us -3? Yes, it does. As you notice too, also, this is, I know this is minus and minus, so it has to be a negative. It has to be a negative. So you have -1 and -2. There you go. All right. Why don't you try it out? Let's do another problem. Okay. X squared minus 5x plus 6. Okay. All right, let's do this. So, using that, I know it has to be what? X and minus and minus. So I gotta know it's minus and minus. So I need a negative, what? 6, -1. That gives us 6. But does that give us -5? No, it doesn't. So let's try another number. So let's try, how to get 6. I know -2 and -3. Right? So that gives us 6. So -2 minus 3. Right? Plus -3. You guys see that? Okay? Hope you guys see that. Let's just do this here. So you have -6 plus -1. Right? Which is that. You have -2 plus -3. Because that's what we're trying to do. This is -5. Yes, it does. It works. Right? So we have our two numbers. And I know it's both negative, so it has to be -2 and -3. There you go. Okay. So let's go with that. Let's do another problem. Let's do another problem. X squared minus 5x minus 6. Okay, so I'm going to use that. We have x squared. We don't need this, do we? No, I got rid of that. So you have x squared minus x minus 2. So in this case, since they're both negative, it's going to be x, a negative and a positive. Okay? So let's think about it. One is negative, one is positive. So I need to have -2. So I know -1 times 2. One is negative, one is positive. To give us -2. -1 plus 2. Oh, this doesn't give us -1. So let's try another one. Let's do 2 times -2 times 1. Times 1, right? That gives us -2. So -2 plus 1, that gives us -1. That works. Because we wanted to get the middle number, right? So what is the number? -2 and plus 1. And that's it. That's how you do it. Why don't you try another one? Let's do another one. Alright, try another one. X squared minus x minus 6. Alright, let's do this. So why don't you try it out? So we know it's x times x, right? Then I know it's gonna be what? -6. So let's see. We have negative. How to get -6? We got -6. Also, we know it's negative and positive, right? So we got -6 and 1. Okay. That's a combination that gives -6. Right? So let's see. I don't think it's gonna work, right? That gives us -5. Right? Nope, doesn't work. Let's try 6 times -1. So we get -6, and then we have 6 plus -1. That gives us 5. It doesn't work. Doesn't work, so we gotta try something else. So you notice, if it's a singular, one thing to note, if it's singular like this, it's just 1. B is 1, it has to be like the numbers should be next to each other. So what numbers can I multiply to make this a -1? I can think about negative, let's do this for now. Negative 2 times 3, I guess it's negative 6, but negative 2 plus 3 does not give us, oh, we wanted negative 1, this is 1, so let's try another one, let's try negative 3 times 2, this is negative 6, right? But let's see, what does work? Negative 3 plus 2, I guess negative, yes, it does work, so there you go, those are my answers. We have negative 3 and 2, that's it, okay. Why don't you try it? I got some practice problems. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. X squared plus 4x plus 3. X squared minus 4x plus 3. X squared minus x minus 12. X squared plus x squared minus 7x plus 12, then x squared minus 2x minus 24. Why don't you guys try it? Pause the video if you have to. So what we're gonna doing is kind of like a combination of trial and error and AC method. So we have to erase this. So trial and error, right? Trial and error. Error. Okay. Right. So try it out. Pause the video if you have to. So let me just give you a hint. If you're stuck, parentheses, 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 parentheses. Parentheses, 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 parentheses. Did that help? Maybe not, huh? Okay. So let's see another hint. How about this? X times x, x times x, x times x. Right? Since the coefficient here is all 1 and it's the second degree. So try it out. Pause the video, if that maybe helped you. Let's look at the signs. So this is plus plus, so we know it's going to be plus plus. Something to remember these by, right? So plus plus, that's the easy one to remember, is because they're both positive, so they're both plus plus. This one is negative positive, so this is minus minus. This one is negative negative, so it's negative plus, plus plus, plus plus, negative positive is negative negative, negative negative. You have negative positive. Hopefully that helps. So now try it out. So this is supposed to be positive positive, right? Yes, excuse my brain. Okay. All right, let's do this. So what's the first one? I need two numbers to give me positive, multiply to 3, add up to 4, so it's just 3 and 1. This one, multiply to 3 to get negative 4, negative 1 and negative 3. This one, to get negative 12, it's what, 4 and 3. 7x, I need 4 and 3. This one, negative 4 and 3. Right? This one was what? Let me do the next one. Let me explain the next one. So I need two numbers to multiply to give me negative 24, right? And add up to negative 2. So I'm going to think about, there's combinations. There's 24 times 1, 12 times 2, 8 times 3, 6 times 2, 6 times 4. I think that's pretty much it. That's it. Okay. But we want negative 2. Let's think about it. What number can we get to get negative 24? I know it's got to be close together. They're 2 digits apart, right? So what two numbers can I multiply 24 that are 2 digits apart? There's only combination to get negative 24. There's only what? Negative 6 times 4, right? And then there's going to be 4 times negative 6. negative 4 times negative 6, right? So, but let's try which one works. So let's try this one. Yes. So negative 6. So if I multiply this, I get this, but I need to add up to get to this. So negative 6 plus 4 equals negative 2. How about this one? Negative 4 times 6, that'll give us negative 24, right? They're both negative 24. But this one doesn't work because you have negative 4 plus 6, that gives us 2. This one works, so the first one works. Negative 6 plus 4, so negative 6 plus 4. That's it. Okay, moving on. All right. Okay, so we went to how to factor when a is 1. So just keep in mind, remember the signs. Positive, positive, they're both positive, negative, positive, they're both negative, negative, and negative, they're negative and positive. So keep that in mind. So let's do some examples. Factoring when a is greater than 1. Okay? A is greater than 1. So let's do an example. We have 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. Okay? So what we're going to do is trial and error. This time we have a coefficient in front. Oh no, what to do, what to do. So let's start it. So let's think about it. Right, so let's do parentheses, parentheses. So I'm going to do parentheses, parentheses. Alright, so I know one of them has to be a 2x and one of them is an x, right? Because if I multiply this 2x times x, I get 2x squared. So right there, I know it's 2x and x. Now I know from what we learned from previous, I know they're both positive because they're both plus and plus. Something to remember, okay? Now, I need two numbers to multiply to give me 1. Add up to 3, right? So if I multiply 2 times 1, right? I'm trying to think the AC method works. Not so, huh? 2 times 1 will give me 2. Okay, so something to know. Oh, excuse me, sorry. It's 8. Okay. It's not good. Alright, so something to note is AC method doesn't work when a is not equal to 1. So something to note. So that's why I prefer trial and error. I know from here it's kind of easy to see that. So I need two numbers to multiply to give me add up to 1, right? So I know 1 times 1, right, will give me 1, but give me 3, right? So if I have what? How to say this? 1 times 1 will give me 1, and if I multiply 2 times 1, 2 plus 1 will give me 3. How to explain that? Doesn't work. Okay, just gotta go with it. Oh, dang it. So we're gonna have to apply trial and error. That's what I prefer, and that's what we're gonna do. So, yes, there's a way we can do this. You know, we can still do the AC, then we gotta factor by grouping, but that takes time. That's, I don't like that. We're not gonna do that. Okay. So, that was so great. Come on, you got this. There you go. So we're just trial and error. So I know this is gonna be plus 1 and plus 2. Does that work? Well, I know this doesn't work because you see, what do you see here? They will have a GCF, which is what? 2. So I know that doesn't work. So I'm gonna try the other way. Let's try 2 and 1. So let's try it. Nope, that doesn't work either, right? So 2 and 1. Nope. So let's try 1 and 1, right? So when the coefficient is greater than 1, we're just kind of focusing on this number. What number do I need to multiply to give me 1? 1 times 1 will give me 1, right? That's one way to think about it. But add up to 3, just from here, I can see if I tried 1 and 1, it works, because if I FOIL it, I'm gonna have this. Let's just check. 2x squared plus 2x plus x plus 1. There you go. That works. Okay, so let's try another one. Let's do 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. Okay, so we're gonna just trial and error, just see what we get. To 2x and x, right? Because of this, and I know it's minus and minus, right? And it's kind of obvious now. It's because it's we want two numbers to multiply to 1, and it's minus minus. It can only be negative 1 and 1, and it works. That's it. Okay. So to see if we do another one. 2x squared minus x. Okay, minus x minus 1. So this one, let's try it. So we got 2x and x, and it's minus minus, so 1 is minus and 1 is plus. The question is which one, right? So we just have to play around with it, see which one works. So I'm gonna pretend I'm just plugging in the numbers, because maybe it works, maybe not. Pretend I don't know. Okay, what I'm gonna do. So just plug in a bunch of numbers, see which one works. Because that's why it's called try and error. So let's do this one. Let's do 1 and 1. So let's do this one. Oh. Yeah. So this one works, but let's do this one. Plus, minus. Okay, let's see if that one works. So let's do the 1 and 1. Right? The only way to get negative 1 is negative 1 and 1. So does this work? Probably not. We can FOIL, right? 2x squared plus 2x minus x minus 1. So you notice here does not give us what? Negative x, right? So let's do another one. Let's try another way. We know it's gonna be negative 1. 1 is negative, 1 is positive, but which one, right? So let's do a negative here and positive here. Does this work? Let's FOIL. We have 2x squared minus 2x plus x minus 1. Yes, what do you notice? If I combine this, I get the middle term. So it does work. This one works. Okay, there you go. Let's do another one. Do another one. I should be able to use AC method. So if that didn't make any sense to you, I understand. So let's do that. So let's just go over the examples I did. So we have 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. So let's do AC method if that didn't make sense to you. But it does just take practice. That's all you can do, really. So that's how you do it. So let's take practice. So AC method. So A times C, which is gonna give me what? 2 times 1, right? To get B, which is 3. So I need two numbers to multiply. Give me these. So I think about this, combine what we know. This is gonna be 2x and x, and then there's gonna be what? Positive and positive, right? So let's try it. 2 and 1. Let's see. How do we do this? AC method. Okay. To get 3. 2 times 1 will give me 3. Well, let's try it. So I know 2 plus 1, 2 times 1 will give me 2, right? How to get 3? 2 plus 1, right? That gives me 3. That works, right? So which one is which? So if I plug in, good question, right? Which one works? So which one works? This one I have to plug in here, 2, then I plug in 1. Oh, I know it can be 2 can be here because they both have a GCF. They have a GCF. That's why 1 has to be here and 2 has to be there. That's one way to think about it. All right. Okay. Let's do 1. Now we're done with that. We're gonna talk about when a is not a prime number. That means, oh yeah, that's not being specific. Because 1 is actually not a prime number. When a is greater than 1, when a is greater than 1 and not a prime number. 1 is not a prime number, just to keep that in mind. Okay, so let's do 1. 4x squared plus 4x minus 3. This is some practice. Let's practice. So we're gonna think about combinations here. So 4, right? Let's think about 4. But before we do that, I always like to do this. This makes me feel like I'm doing less work and it's easier mentally. I'm not sure why. But let's do minus and plus. Okay. The question is, because it's plus and negative, right? Did I cover that one, plus and negative? Yes, I did. Yeah, so negative plus. Now, I gotta try which one works. Good question. So we're just gonna call trial and error. So we're gonna think about, let's just start putting stuff. 4x minus 1, x plus 3, right? 4x squared. Does that work? If you FOIL, no, right? So let's do another one. We have 4x plus 1, x minus 3. Does that work? Nope, doesn't work either. So let's do another one. See, combination of 4 and 1, right? Doesn't look like it worked too well. So now let's think about combination of 2's. Also, it's 2 times 2. So that's 2x plus, oops, I know it's plus, and 2x minus, right? So let's think about it. Let's think about 3 and 1. Does that work? If you FOIL it, no, it doesn't work, right? How about this one? 2x minus 1, 2x plus 3. Does that work? Yes, it does if you FOIL it. Let's check. So 2x squared, so that's 4x squared, and plus 6x, right? Minus 2x minus 3. Yes, it does work. 4x squared minus 4x minus 3. There you go. That's called trial and error. Alright, let's do some practice problem. Alright, let me give you some practice problem. We're done, so we're gonna erase this now. So the key is factoring is just trial and error. There you go. So let's do some problems. So we have practice problems. Here we go. So we have 2x squared plus 5x plus 2, 2x squared minus 5x. Hope you guys can read my writing. I don't want to say bad writing, even though I do, because that's just kind of like when you think that way, and then you're gonna have bad writing. So I don't want to say 4, 3x squared plus 2x plus 1, 5, I get 4x squared minus 5x plus 1, 6, 4x squared minus 5x plus 1, 7, 4x squared plus 10x plus, no way it can't be plus 4. Oops, never mind, let's not go with that. We got 6 problems. Okay. And 5 and 6 is the same? Nope, this is plus. Alright, so try it out, pause the video. Okay. Okay. So here we have this and this, this and that, right? First step, parentheses, parentheses. That's my first step all the time. Okay. Now, Probably didn't help you, right? Let me see what can I do? Here, let's give you the signs, plus plus, minus minus, minus plus, plus plus, plus plus, minus plus. Hopefully that helped. Pause the video, try it out. Okay, now let's do this one. We have 2x, it's 1, x, oh yes, sorry, dang it, 2x, right, pretend I didn't see that. 2x times x, right? Then what else? We have 2x times x, we have 3x times x, maybe that will work, not sure, 3x times x, let's try 2x, that's just 4x times x, and then we have 4x times x. It might work, it might not work, let's just trial and error. So let's try the first one, pause the video if you have to. Hopefully that helps. So I know it's plus and plus, so this is plus 1, plus 2, right? This is going to be minus 2, minus 1, this one, see if that works. We have minus plus 1, nope, it doesn't work, so we're going to try it the other way. We have minus plus, it's 1, 1, yes, that works. Then we have this one, 3x plus 2x plus 1, that doesn't work. Sorry about that. No, what is going on? Oh, it's supposed to be minus. So alright, try it out. Let me just go through these. Okay, so we have 4x and 1, and 1, that works. Now we have this one, it's minus. This should be minus and minus. Try it out. Okay, now what about this one? We get plus plus. No, that doesn't work because this is plus and minus. Ay caramba! This has to be a plus or minus. It doesn't matter which order. So let me go back to this. This one should be minus 1, right? This one is going to be 3x plus 1 minus 1. Does that work? We have, nope, doesn't. So let's just switch. We have plus 1, minus 1. There you go. That's it. So the key to this is just practice. Practice. That's it. So I gave some homework questions. This is going to be page 32, 49 to 52, all. Then 73 to 75, all. So you guys wondering, I'm using Precalculus Stewart, the 5th edition. I showed that on the day 1. So that's the book I'm using. And that's it.